towards the later part of the program. Next. Okay, the program agenda. So for today, we'll be covering the program history, design, and its deliverables. We'll talk about faculty profiles from both institutions and also briefly on participant profiles. We'll share a little bit about the program highlights and then talk about enrollment and fees before going to the Q&A section. And now it's my pleasure to hand you over to our co-program director, Prof. Prem Shamdasani.
All right. Thank you, Audrey. Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're located. My name is Prem. I'm most affectionately known as Dr. Love or Dr. I. Prem in Indian means love. I've been involved in the program for more than 2 decades now as the co-director and one of the major facilitators, the main facilitators of the program. A little bit about myself. I'm Singaporean. I just turned 62 and I've been very active in executive education, both for degree programs and non-degree programs. So I'm the academic director for the NUS Executive MBA, which is one of the first EMBA programs to be launched in Southeast Asia. My areas of specialty include customer centricity, brand alignment, purpose-led marketing. These are the things that I will share and discuss during my sessions in the program as well. I am an NUS first class honors grad in BBA, and I got my PhD from Marshall School, University of Southern California in 1990. So it's been almost 31 years since my PhD. And I've also had the opportunity and the privilege to work with more than 120 companies, not only from the perspective of consulting, but also in designing and delivering a lot of executive programs and custom programs as well. But one program that I've been very fond of course, is our NUS Stanford program. And I'll tell you why shortly. Yeah. Okay, next. Okay. So this program has been one of our flagship senior executive program since 1983. Okay. And it's clearly designed for senior leaders from different industries. So it's, it's industry agnostic. So, and what has made this program really work in the past 2-3 decades has been the rise of Asia, and everyone talks about the Asian century. Everyone talks about how Asia in this decade will account for 60% of global GDP or more than 50% of the population, and the customers will be in Asia. And it's a hotbed for growth, both for established MNCs from the West and the rising MNCs from Asia as well. So when this program was conceived, there was a clear understanding that we would leverage on the strong heritage and knowledge and experience of our partner Stanford, as well as the deep insights about Asia and doing business in Asia that would come from the faculty at NUS. So it was clearly a program to bridge the West with the East, and we wanted to offer knowledge, framework, tools, insights, case studies about some of the best practices of Western companies and Asian companies. And this is where the program meets in Singapore. And that has been the design and the basic positioning of this program. We've been true to this program that it is a global program that offers deep perspectives and insights to doing business in Asia and globally as well. Next, please. So we designed the program to be conducted over 13 days, which includes the weekend as well. The Saturdays will be half a day. And this year, we've scheduled the program for November 28 to December 11. We really are praying that the borders will open up, there'll be less travel restrictions, so we can have a very diverse and vibrant, program with most of you guys in face-to-face. So it'll be in-person delivery. That's what we're planning for. And the good news is Singapore is now starting to announce relaxation of travel and other COVID measures as well. So if you look at why we designed this program, over the last 38, 39 years, we've had senior leaders and high potential leaders from various walks of life, various industries as well. And this includes even leadership in government in the military, in the multinationals, in small and medium enterprises, and even anyone who's interested to sort of get the latest in terms of thought leadership, knowledge, yeah, perspectives, case studies with regards to doing business in various industries. So you'll acquire the latest, yeah, from the best faculty at Stanford and NUS. And our methodology by which we enable you to learn is largely case-based. That will improve the rigor of your decision making with those good cases that we will be assigning during the program, and also your ability, yeah, to be more effective decision makers in a very disruptive context. As you can see, yeah, one common word people talk about is disruption, and it's not just the digital disruption that we've been hearing all along, the digital transformation bit. We have climate disruption, we have geopolitical disruption, yeah. In addition, complicating things and adding complexities to the way we lead and manage organizations. So this has been the approach, yeah, to share what perspectives and frameworks and tools make you guys better leaders, better managers, and also key as global organizations. Yeah, we must not only understand what diversity is, but we must embrace diversity, yeah, end to end in our entire business value chain as well. So that's another big focus as well. Yeah, and we have a good representation from participants in the past. I'll share some profiles later from different industries, from global, from SMEs, and from government agencies as well. So that is the objective. So it is a general management program designed for leaders and managers, yeah, from various industries. Next, please. Yeah. Okay, so just to give you a sort of a conceptual overview in terms of the design of the program, and this schematic, we've organized the topics and the sessions into macro and micro. Yeah, so clearly at the macro dimension, we have the firm level, the skills level, and the broader environmental aspects. And here, how do we position our business in the global arena? So that's positioning for the global enterprise. And here we have, topics on the consumer and market environment, business in Asia, corporate entrepreneurship, making decisions, industry analysis, creating value from strategy arguments, organization culture, and networks. So at the macro level, these are the topics, and you will hear perspectives and analysis from both Stanford faculty as well as from the NUS faculty. Okay, and then of course we then segue into the micro aspects of managing and running a global enterprise. And here we talk about marketing and branding, we talk about the service economy, we talk about decision making, talent management, negotiating, leading, managing manufacturing and supply chains, business process design, and increasingly we've realized, especially globally and in Asia, the importance of intellectual property management, yeah, and as well as corporate governance and sustainability. With increasing demands for ESG compliance, yeah, we have incorporated these topics, yeah, recently to sort of add to the richness of the program and enable business leaders to understand the totality of running the business, not just from the strategy or from the operation side of view, but also dealing with ESG challenges. Okay, so I thought this little schematic will provide you with an overview of the topics, yeah, and the discussions we'll be having. And in a typical module, yeah, there will be a case study, there'll be some discussion about the case study, and of course there'll be a sharing of the conceptual framework to enable you to identify those key decision-making challenges and to approach it with the analytical rigor so that you can have the desired outcomes as well. Okay, and so over 2 weeks programs, 13 days to be in particular, and it's amazing. I've been facilitating this program, yeah, for more than 20 years now, and it's amazing the kind of diverse and rich conversations we can have, yeah, on all these different leadership and management and organizational topics, and supported by case studies, which adds to the richness and the insights that we will gain. There'll be case studies from Asia, case studies from North America. So that will add to the richness of those conversations as well. Okay. What we have also done, we have incorporated a group project. So my colleagues from Stanford, yeah, on the Friday of the first week will give you an opportunity to apply all your learnings, your knowledge, your experiences, yeah, to solve a business case and to present, yeah, to everyone in the audience. One thing we do encourage in this program is collaborative learning. We realize that in an audience of 40 or 50 senior executives, there's almost 1,000 years of experience. And we want to tap into that. We want to encourage peer sharing, peer learning, and peer networking. So the module is also designed to enhance collaborative learning, yeah, with excellent facilitators from Stanford, yeah, and from NUS Business School. Next, please. Yeah. Okay, so this year we'll be conducting our program at NUS Business School, and this is the classroom where you can see the pictures in there. In one of those on the right side, that's me conducting my executive MBA class. So this is a special room. It's been fitted with speakers, yeah, dedicated speakers. We call them goosehead mics. There are multiple screens. Everyone is safely distant, and we hope there'll be some relaxation. But if the current protocols are observed, then everyone would have to be masked, yeah, during class, and you'll be speaking and discussing and sharing through your own individual speakers. Of course, we'll have the catering done all for you. We'll have our tea breaks, our lunch breaks, and our afternoon breaks as well. Okay, we've had almost 39 years running this program, yeah, on campuses or in hotels. So we felt that the campus environment would be very conducive to your learning. And my wonderful team at NUS Business School, Yokmeng, Christina, Audrey, you know, we've got a lot of experience now conducting face-to-face classes, yeah, in a safe, yeah, in a safe manner as well, observing all the protocols that we have. Okay, so rest assured, it'll be a great experience. In the last 1 year or so, NUS has learned a lot about offering virtual classes, hybrid classes, and face-to-face classes. So what you're seeing in the picture, yeah, about 35, 40 senior executives in our EMBA program. Okay, so that's the kind of setup we have. Yeah, it's a great campus in a wonderful building as well. And you can see in the backdrop, yeah, that's what the NUS Business School looks like. Yeah, where you will be. Right. Next. Yeah. So from the NUS side, you can see me. That's a slightly younger version of my picture. I'm quite vain, yeah. So that's me, Prem, also known as Dr. Love, yeah. And then with me, I have my colleagues. Chang Si Jin is a professor of strategy, and he's done a lot of research and publications in the field of conglomerate and their strategy of conglomerates. So the Korean chaebols, being Korean, he has studied Korean chaebols. He has studied the Japanese Sogo Soshas and the Keiretsu businesses. He has studied the state-owned enterprises and their emergence, the Chinese state-owned enterprises and their emergence into global companies. Yeah. So Sijin will be our strategy facilitator. For me, I cover topics on customer centricity, brand alignment, yeah, and purpose-led marketing. David is one of our distinguished faculty in leadership. He just published a book on leading in the age of AI, talking about the need for digital transformation, but not depersonalizing or dehumanizing the way we lead and manage organization. So he has got a lot of interesting research and insights to share about leading in the age of AI. Lan Lulu is a dear colleague of mine. She's the academic director of our joint program with UCLA. We have an EMBER program for the last 17 years. In collaboration with UCLA, and that's a degree program. I lead the NUS program and she leads the joint program. Lulu's expertise is in corporate governance and sustainability. And it's about time we have serious conversations and discussions about the environment and sustainability and good governance. And that's why I brought Lulu in to this program, yeah, to provide the frameworks, yeah, and to generate those conversations around ESG compliance. Susanna is also new to the program. She was part of the faculty last year as well. And as you know, yeah, as companies try to innovate at the business model level, at the product level, intellectual property protection and management becomes really key. So Susanna is one of our resident experts. Yeah, she's vice provost. She's responsible for lifelong learning. We call it the scale. But her deep expertise is in intellectual property protection and management, and it's about time, yeah, that at the leadership level, at every levels of the organization, we recognize the value of creating intellectual property and protecting that, and to be able to compete on IP, given that increasingly Asia now is starting to take intellectual property protection a lot more seriously. Okay, and that enables companies to compete on innovation, yeah, in a fair and responsible manner, rather than doing what we call affectionately reverse engineering each other's ideas, concepts, and IP, yeah, and then eventually competing on price. So this is the NUS faculty. This is my wonderful team, yeah, who will be sharing their thought leadership and knowledge with you. Now we move on to our Stanford faculty, okay? And as you can see, we have a distinguished lineup of Stanford faculty, yeah, starting with Glenn. Glenn Carroll is an organizational expert. He just published a book as well, yeah, on strategy, yeah, and he's been a co-director in this program close to almost 20 years. Jin Wang is our expert on operations, information technology. Jin Wang is also another veteran of this program, having taught in the program for more than 20 years. He's my co-director. So given the commitment is over 2 weeks, Glenn usually takes the first week and as a co-director with me, and Sijin joins us in the second week when we do a lot of firm level conversations on organizations, operations, and leadership and whatnot. So both of them will be there, yeah. Glenn in the first week and Sijin in the second week, yeah. Then we also have faculty in the area of economics, yeah. We have Yossi. Yossi has taught in the program several times as well. And we have Francis. Francis is a recognized expert on negotiation and communications. So he'll talk about the important issues in terms of leading, communicating, negotiating. Yeah. And Amir, yeah, is an expert in organizational behavior. He's also new to the program, but he has taught previously as well. So as you can see, we have 10 faculty, yeah, engaging you guys over 13 days. You'll really have the best of the West and the East in everything, from thought leadership, from experience to case studies, yeah. And this is why this program has had such long longevity. Next year we celebrate our 40th anniversary and our 42nd program as well. In the early years, we ran this program twice a year. Once was in Hong Kong, and Singapore was the main location for running this program. But now we run it only once a year in Singapore. Okay, so much about the faculty. You can always Google them, and you'll be really impressed in terms of what they have done in terms of research, thought leadership, and they're all excellent teachers teaching in the graduate programs in NUS and in Stanford as well. All right, next. So our participants come from more than 20 countries. This is just a snapshot of our participant profile. Yeah, so it is quite international in terms of the reach of the program and the participation. And we also have a good diversity in terms of public, private, yeah, Singapore, and international. So it's a very diverse program. More than 45 plus nationalities, yeah, are represented in this program in the past. Okay, so we are an international program, and we have good representation from the public sector as well as from the private sector. Next, yeah. Being in marketing, I thought it'd be nice to see some brands and some logos. So yeah, to show you the kind of diverse participation we've been enjoying over the years. And different industries, defense is big. A lot of the senior military leaders, yeah, love this program as they transition from leading in a military context to leading in the private sector. We have manufacturing, F&B, healthcare, education, financial services is big, technology, government agencies, transportation, retail, hospitality, communications as well. So we can see some of the logos just to show you the diversity, yeah, of companies, yeah, that send their leadership to this program, yeah, the Stanford-NUS program. Next, yeah. Okay, yes, some testimonials, yeah. We had a gentleman, Joao from Brazil. As you can see, he says the Stanford program brings together the very best of Silicon Valley from Stanford and the deep knowledge of Asian markets. So we are true to our promise, yeah, of this program. The discussions were both invigorating and insightful, I've become a better person and a better leader. One thing I want to add, is that whether you like it or not, being involved in this program, it's not just the knowledge you've gained or the networks. It is transformative. A lot of my alumni in this program have said, hey, Prem, in 2 weeks, we've had a lot of time to introspect, to ask those existential questions about our leadership, our management style, and whether we are good human beings in the first place. So a lot of them have been transformed in a way, in a positive way. And you can see if you do a content analysis of the hundreds of testimonials we've had, you will see that transformative benefits coming up, the personal transformation aspects coming up to life. Okay. Another one is from Andre, who's from South Africa. He says, brings together the best of East and West, true enough. And it's just the right balance between content depth and practical application. It was personally an enriching experience, and I recommend the program. So what is discussed, what is shared in the classrooms, are practical tools, and these can be applied almost immediately. A lot of my alumni said, hey, Prem, whatever we learned in this session or that session, we've been able to apply almost instantaneously to our organizational context, because you have the framework, you have the validation through the case studies, and now you can bring that and you can operationalize it in your own respective organizational context as well. Okay. Next. Here are some more reviews. Outstanding, excellent ability to keep students' attention and make the material enjoyable. I must say, we are truly blessed. We have some of the best facilitators, and you'll never feel bored at any time during the program. There's another one that talks about me. All you need is Dr. Love. It's a song from Beatles. And I also have my Beatles mugs. If you can see it. Okay. So I'm affectionately, those who just join in, I'm affectionately known as Dr. Love. But my name is Prem, and it's a well-balanced and managed class as well. In terms of theory, practice. We do invite guest speakers from the industry, thought leaders from the industry. In the past, we've got CEOs of Unilever, the CEO of Olam. So as and when we do bring in the leaders to sort of complement the thoughts and the experiences and the discussions we have in class as well. Okay. Next. So now it's time for the fees bit. So we've kept the fees quite consistent over the last years. So for those who are interested to know, the details are on our website, but just a quick snapshot. The program fees are about 20,900, excluding GST, and 22 including GST. We really encourage you to apply by September. If you can, show your commitment to the program. If you are delayed by certain things, you can indicate your participation, register as early as possible, because of COVID restrictions. I think there's a limit to how many participants we can have in the class, and I believe it's a class size of 50, if I'm not mistaken, for safe distancing. So if this is a program that you feel you can benefit from, that will enrich your knowledge and understanding about doing business globally and in Asia, I strongly encourage you to apply as soon as possible. And being a marketing guy, if you know of any other friends, associates, who might be interested in joining you in the program, please, do recommend this program as well. Okay, so I've given you a quick snapshot, in almost 25 minutes, the history of the program, the content, the way we've designed the program at the macro, micro, at the firm level, at the environmental level. I've talked about our 10 excellent faculty who will be facilitating sessions on various topics. So there's topic diversity, there's also participant diversity as well. And that is truly to benefit you guys as well, the rich conversations you can have on different aspects of business and leadership. Okay, so I will stop here because I think it's about time for me to give you some airtime to ask any questions or clarification that you may have regarding the program, the design, the deliverables, the expectations. So we're ready for Q&A, and as Audrey, my colleague, mentioned, you can always write your questions into the Q&A. Okay, I have one here from Taranjot Gulati. Dr. Lau, I've been involved in real estate. I'll read out your question. For the last 21 years and now past 4 years in real estate, technology, prop tech. Yeah, and real tech is a big thing. Yeah, I have not had the opportunity and time in life to have a regular MBA from any prestigious college. Question 1, yeah, this is from Tranjot. Yeah, at my position where I lead APAC sales and solutions, how do I take this as compared to a regular MBA? And how much value does this bring to my career growth? And number 2, how does this program, is this program perceived in the global leadership world in comparison to Oxford, LSE, Cambridge? So it looks like you have a UK bias in your question, but let me demystify that, all right? So what I found, running this executive program is that a lot of them, after doing this 2-week program, become so excited and so enriched that they want to commit to a deeper learning, and that's when they join the executive MBA. So quite a few, I've had a lot of past graduates from the Stanford-NUS program later on come back and do the executive MBA, either our UCLA NUS executive MBA or the English NUS EMBA program that I direct, or we have a version in Chinese, because they realize the value of coming back in school and being able to validate their experience, structure that experience, learn about new methodologies, tools and frameworks to lead and manage organization. So I wouldn't say now that this is the end all and be all. You might be inspired to do an EMBA, and you may want to research the kind of programs that you would like to enroll in. But for a lot of people, doing an EMBA may be a luxury, because it's a deep commitment. It's almost a 15-month commitment to learning, and then you got projects and exams and whatnot. So there's a preference among a lot of senior leaders who join this program, is that they just want to be updated. In 2 weeks, they want to know what's out there in terms of leading and managing. What are the tools? What are the frameworks? What are the current vocabulary that's being used? So that 2 weeks really enriches them, and my faculty and I are very generous in terms of the resources and references, that we can leave with you, so that in the future you can always, have a whole library of references that you can access if you want to do a deeper dive on topics or on matters that are important for you to drive your business, your prop tech business, for example. Okay, so, but I have noticed that this actually invigorates a lot of people in terms of the learning and networking, and some of them make that deeper commitment to do a degree program. So the executive MBA is a degree program. It's designed for senior executives. And the Stanford-NUS is a non-degree program designed for senior executives as well, who cannot commit to a longer degree program like the EMBA. Now, as far as this program is perceived, the fact that we've been running this program for 39 years, next year will be our 40th anniversary, is sufficient testimony of the value we bring to leaders both in government and in the industry. And if you look at the program ratings in the past, we've got very good recommendations. Our NPS scores are very high as well. A lot of people happy to recommend the program. We have companies regularly nominating their senior leaders to this program. So, it's a world-class program. It's as good as Oxford, LSE, Cambridge. Again, it depends on where your interests are. If you want to grow and develop your business in a largely European context, then the Oxford, the LSEs, the Cambridge programs may suit you well. But if you really want to tap into the Asian knowledge, the Asian networks supported by a globally rigorous curriculum, then our program is one of the best. In fact, it's the only collaboration between Stanford and an Asian university, a business school. And like I said, next year is our 40th anniversary, and it continues to validate the fact that we continue to deliver value, about doing business globally and in Asia. So you take an example, okay? If you were at the Harvard program, talking about sharing economy models, what is the likelihood the professor at Oxford or at Harvard will talk about Gojek versus Grab, our two decathlons, our super app ride-hailing companies who are competing fiercely and have even marginalized a first mover in this space, Uber. More likely they will talk about Uber versus Lyft Yeah, the two incumbents in the ride sharing, ride hailing, and now food delivery space in the US. So what I mean is that if you value the Asian context, and of course there's a lot in the North American context, because being a mature competitive market, yeah, innovation at the product and the business model level, yeah, is starting to happen, yeah, in the US. And from the US, we get all these disruptions in business model and products and services, and that they eventually cascade into Asia. And Asia itself tries to innovate and make these business models relevant to the Asian context. Okay. All right. So this is what I'm saying. Yeah. So without doubt, yeah, you will definitely benefit from the program in many ways. Yeah. And like I said, it will be a transformation as well. How many students in total in the class? I think now, since we are conducting it at NUS, I think the limit is 50. Yeah. Maximum for safe distancing. Okay. And the readings, once you register, I think the readings, I'll check with my team, but I think the readings in the portal will be all in the portal. And I believe it will be a few weeks before the start of the program. Okay. So my operations team, my program management team will upload all the readings and materials. Yeah. That will give you enough time to prep. And we encourage you that when you join the program from day one, yeah, we'll be busy. In fact, we kick off the days with a group discussion. Usually there's a case that you will discuss in your own groups. And then once you've discussed the groups, then we go into the formal session where the faculty will facilitate, if it's a case study. If it's a role playing, then the faculty will facilitate that role playing scenario. Or if it's a simulation, the faculty will use that simulation. So we expect our participants to read beforehand. And we have 2 breakout sessions because, like as I said, we want to encourage peer sharing and learning. And that happens during the morning discussion time of 1 hour and the afternoon discussion time of 1 hour. Okay, so there's plenty of opportunity for peer conversations. And then comes the facilitation time with the faculty. So that's how we run it. Yeah, yeah. We have Tanima Day. Yeah, she says, okay. So, hello, Dr. Prem. Nice to meet you after the strategic marketing session. Wow, 2016. Yeah, for everything. And it's good to see you today. Thank you, Tanima. I like repeat customers. Yeah, yeah. Wanted to understand a bit more on the sustainable model that would be covered in class this year, and how many days would you and the faculty cover the same? Okay, so here's the situation, Tanima. Today, yeah, social responsibility, sustainability is not just nice to have, yeah, to show that we're doing something, that we care for the climate, we care for communities. In fact, you will see sustainability and social responsibility, yeah, embedded in many modules. Marketing cannot go about just selling good products at good pricing without being purpose-led. And brands have to show that they care to communities as well. So it's a big part. Almost every topic you discuss will address, yeah, sustainability issues and social purpose or social responsibility issues as well. And it's clear in the last 5 years, yeah, that today, increasingly so, companies and brands are being called out to be more purpose-led, not just come up with innovative, good quality products. They have to basically target or achieve what we call the triple bottom line, yeah, which is the people, planet, and profits. And there's increasing ESG requirements as well, compliance. So companies are realizing, and the energy companies that have been largely reliant on fossil fuels have to pivot to renewable energy, yeah, and other cleaner energy sources, because their growth will be limited by the ability to raise funds. And the financial services industry is now very clear that they are not going to support companies in polluting industry. So what has happened is, if the regulatory environment and increasing enforcement on sustainability has made companies realize that it has to be embedded in the entire business model, in that entire valuation, demanding ethical sourcing and transparent sourcing practices, right up to having cleaner operations, and the way, yeah, they treat customers and the way they give back to society. So for me, yeah, it is a transversal theme. You cannot talk about business without talking about being purpose-led, without talking about sustainability and environmental issues. In fact, our entire EMBA program, yeah, every module, from even finance and accounting to operations to marketing to strategy, yeah, there is deep discussions about, hey, how do we embed ESG into our DNA? All right. So, and this year I've introduced a faculty who's an expert on governance and sustainability. So there'll be a special focus on that as well. Plus, in my marketing case studies, yeah, I talk about sustainability and being purpose-led, yeah, in many of my case studies as well. It is a big differentiator. It is no longer a nice to have, it's a must-have. Okay. And if you really want to build social capital over and above, yeah, shareholder capital, you got to embed this into your business model. Okay. Yeah. Asbil, yeah. Do you plan to conduct this executive program online? Right now, we don't plan to. We want it to be face to face. But if there is a significant number of participants who are unable to travel, see, we don't know what the COVID situation is. So, like last year, we conducted the class face to face on campus at NUS. Okay, and because the COVID situation was getting pretty bad, and there were a lot of travel restrictions, and so those who were based in Singapore attended in person, but some of our Stanford faculty couldn't travel to Singapore, so they taught via Zoom. So it was a hybrid class. NUS faculty taught in person in the classroom, and Stanford faculty taught via Zoom. Now, this year, we don't know. We will inform you whether we're going with a hybrid structure where some participants will join via Zoom, most of them will show up in person, and our class setup is equipped to deliver hybrid classes for virtual and in-person students. And some of the Stanford faculty, hopefully most of them will show up in person. If there are travel restrictions, some may teach via Zoom, but most of them will show up in person at NUS. Okay, so the hybrid structure is our default structure, default design of the program. But last year we got tremendously good ratings, despite the fact that it was a hybrid class. Okay, and despite the fact that Stanford faculty couldn't fly down because of travel restrictions. If you can, I read through the evaluations, the engagement level was very high, the satisfaction level was very high, yeah, and every participant said they would recommend the program in the hybrid format as well. Yeah, but we are hopeful that the borders will open up, a lot of bubbles will be created, and most of our participants, if not all, will show up physically, including the faculty from Stanford. Okay. Dr. Love, how program reflect climate change problems? Okay, I've addressed that, yeah? Who can run away from climate change? Yeah, no one can. We're starting to see that, and especially in this year with all the turmoil we see happening, yeah, in terms of the weather and other things. Yeah, it's time to stand up. And I must tell you, academia has been quite forward-looking, yeah, in creating the frameworks, the concepts, the tools, and case studies to show that, hey, yeah, it is now a must-have in whatever we do in business. We must worry about the climate. Even companies that are energy-consuming, like our crypto companies, yeah, they are also subjected to the acid test on whether they are relying on renewable energy sources. Yeah. So every business now has to demonstrate in a clear, transparent, and authentic way that they are committed to climate, they're committed to communities through social responsibility programs. So no company, even small or big, it doesn't matter. Today's consumers, and research will show you, the Gen Zs and the millennials are so aware, are so concerned about climate and social responsibility of the big brands that they are willing not to support or do business with any company that is not ESG compliant. So you will lose customers, yeah, especially with the Gen Zs and the millennials who have grown up being fully aware of what the climate change consequences are and how brands need to give back to communities. So if you look at the COVID, yeah, and if you analyze what some of the best practice companies are doing, they went that extra mile to show that they care for the communities during the COVID period, especially when jobs have been lost and people have mental health issues being cooped up at home with all these travel restrictions. You take Walmart, for example, now the biggest retailer in the US. Of course, they're growing their e-commerce bit to compete with, let's say, Amazon and Target, okay, and Costco. But Walmart decided that they should do something more for their customers. And Walmart, yeah, is traditionally from physical retailing. They got all the super centers and supermarkets all over North America. So what they did was, okay, because of their proximity to many neighborhoods and communities, over and above offering e-commerce and curbside pickup, order online and pick up on the curbside, you know what? They have empty parking lots because people couldn't step in and shop physically. So guess what? They converted their parking lots into open air cinemas, telling, hey, the communities, you can bring your family out in the safety of your car, but before you come over, go to walmart.com, order your favorite snacks and drinks. Yeah, pack your snacks and drinks, pack your family, drive to the nearest Walmart parking lot and watch a movie with your family. And they did that. They realized that, hey, this is our way to help families to come out. The other thing they did was they developed special content, using celebrities. And it was through digital channels, YouTube channels, to feature content on mental health, mindfulness, and whatnot. So they were constantly in touch with the community, during the COVID. Even though they offered the online ordering option and the curbside pickup, they went and did something more. Yeah, and a lot of other brands like L'Oreal, my client, L'Oreal, for example, realized that that during the pandemic, women especially were being marginalized in many ways, from physical abuse and other things as well, to not being given equal opportunities to get jobs and whatnot. So L'Oreal highlighted a lot of issues that were affecting women during the pandemic, and showcased this and started to support NGOs and social enterprises to create awareness about the abuses and the discrimination against women during the pandemic. Because L'Oreal, the world's largest beauty company, they have a global CSR purpose, which is empowering women through education and entrepreneurship. So they launched several initiatives. So good companies are expected to do good. It's okay to make money, but it's okay to make money, but it's better to make money by doing good than not doing good at all. And that is the general thinking. Doing good for the environment, doing good for communities, doing good for your customers. And that is the expectations today. And brands that deliver that live up to that expectations, will have a longer trajectory in terms of sustainable and profitable growth. Okay, so I hope that answers your question as well. Let me see if there are no more open questions, see if there's anything on the chat. Yep, no. Okay, I hope that explains. I'm as excited. The pandemic has made all of us reflect as educators, as businessmen. We've realized, hey, what is the right thing we need to do? What is important now? Every now I have a conversation with a senior executive. It's telling me, it's made me, this pandemic has brought me to deeply reflect on the way I do business and the way I lead and manage the talent that I have in the organization, in the way I give back and engage communities and displaced, underprivileged sectors of the economy. Everyone is asking those questions, and we cannot run a program like this, without asking those same questions and providing thought leaderships, frameworks, and tools for you to better incorporate these conversations into your business model. So we are on track, to deliver a great program for you, with the latest in terms of how we as an organization can help create, communicate, and deliver value, in a differentiated and sustainable way. And that's the opening existential question that I will ask you on day one. And that concept of value, is not just shareholder value. It is employee value, it's customer value, it's societal value. That's the very first conversation I will have with you on day one when we start. Okay, and that's a promise. Okay, so I will stop here. If there are any more questions, I'm happy to answer. But I hope you had a clear idea in terms of the program, the design, the deliverables, the topical issues that we will be discussing in class, and how we're going to facilitate the sessions through case studies, interactive lectures, role-playing, and scenarios as well. Okay. Yeah. So, my dear colleague Audrey, if you need to reach out to her, please do. Yeah, she can provide you with additional information. If you have issues about the program, Audrey will be the person to help you. If you want to reach out to me, you can just ask Audrey. If you have a question about the curriculum, yeah, about the topics, about the references we will be using, the case studies, yeah, feel free to reach out to me as well. Yeah, but just let Audrey know. She will collate whatever questions, clarification, inquiries that you may have. I'm happy to, yeah, to entertain that as well. Okay.
Prem, I think if there are no further
Yeah,
questions,
yeah,
I will proceed to close this.
sure. Please, yeah.
Okay, so everyone, thank you again for your time today. We hope that the session has been useful, helpful for you. But at any time, if you have questions, you can always reach out to me, just like what Prem said. Oh, we have one last question here, sorry.
Will the
Will the
recording be
recording?
shared?
The recording will not be shared, but I can share the slides.
Oh, Rasina missed the first 20 minutes.
Well, I'll share with I'll send the slides around, and if you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll do my best to help. Okay. Any other questions? No. Okay. So yes, thank you again, like I mentioned earlier. So please let us know if you have any questions. We look forward to hearing from you, and we hope that you'll be able to join the program later this year. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, guys, looking forward to having you, yeah, in the program. In the meantime, stay safe, take care, yeah, and be good. Okay, bye for now.
Bye.